From Kenmore to Hamburg, covering all of Western New York, this is News 4, your local news leader.
A Hamburg man had a distinctive and unusual journey to becoming a children's book author. Johnny Stans is a military veteran who was wounded in the line of duty.
And later was part of the Discovery Channel reality series Gold Rush. He joins us now to share his story and the children's book titled Everyone is Perfect for Just Who They Should Be. Johnny, it is a pleasure to have you here. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
So that is quite the introduction. You have quite the story. Before we talk about the book, give us a little Spark Notes version of yourself.
Whew. I don't know if there is one. It's been a fun one. So my first injury, I got shot in the ear back in 2001. I think you guys covered that as well. That was Iraq. And then returned from that, go to Afghanistan, get blown to smithereens. You guys covered that. I was, 0% chance of living, and rolled into, okay, he'll live but never wake from a coma. Rolled into, okay, he's awake but he's never gonna walk or talk. Rolled into, we can't shut him up. And so, since then, I've done everything you can dream of. Ran with the bulls, saw the northern lights in Norway up in the Arctic Circle. But I woke up one morning, 1:12 a.m., and decided I need to leave something behind for my daughter. I've had run-ins with death, so I need to leave something for her to guide her along the way when I'm no longer around to do it. So I started writing this.
So talk to us a little bit about how the process was for you. Children's books can sometimes be incredibly complex. People think, maybe at home, perhaps our viewers, how hard is it to write a children's book? It is a complex process, especially if you want to get a message across.
Right. And I'm very glad you brought that up because it really, really, really is. So I wrote it, like I said, one morning I was writing it and I was like, hey, this just kind of sounded poetic. I'm artsy-fartsy, so that makes sense. And I was like, hey Siri, what's a synonym for this word, What's a longer, more syllables word for this word, okay? And I made a real nice poem out of it. Read it to my family, but two of my sisters, Tara Archfield and Cassie Strachan's, little name drop for them, told me, Johnny, the world needs these rules. You need to publish this as a book. And so I never thought about that, but I was like, you know what? I found a print-on-demand publisher and went through the whole process, editing. Charlotte, who I wrote the book for, was 49 days old when I wrote it. She just had her 4th birthday in December.
Wow, so quite the process. Wow.
My sisters finally were like, just freaking edit it.
Get it out there.
So I went through with it, and still I'm looking at it, I'm like, I should have done this, should have done this. It's a learning process, but
good.
A lot of care and a lot of time went into it. What is the premise? What is this story about?
So it's about, so growing up, I grew up in Jamestown, and small town growing up, and I am not going to say I was by any means a person who respected everybody, or, if people were a little bit different, I would be like, why are you this way, or why are you this way? Then I joined the Marine Corps, and certain religions were seen as bad, and I was like, what the heck is wrong with this? Having lived this many years now, and I've been to 42 countries now, and I've seen, with experience, my thing is with experience, you learn that hate is idiotic. It's just, you could say all the college tests they've done, all the universities have done tests, and they find that bigots and people that hate other people are really just lower intelligent people. But I'm not going to sit here and say you're stupid. I'm just going to say you're inexperienced.
So let's talk a little bit about what you want to do. I mean, is being an author, you've done so many different things with your life, right? Already, because you are still a young man, no matter which way you cut it. You've done a tremendous amount, and in addition to, of course, serving and sacrificing for your country, you've done other things. You've appeared on other shows. Is this what you want to do? Do you want to be a children's author?
So I actually decided, just before I got out of the Marines, I was like, too many guys are killing themselves. PTSD is such a big issue.
Sure.
But an even bigger issue is how overdiagnosed and misdiagnosed PTSD, which is leading to, if somebody thinks it's going to be monetary gain, they're going to be like, I have PTSD, don't forget me. Okay, here's your money. And that's causing guys who actually have it to not get the help they need. And so I went to Hilbert College, actually, got my bachelor's degree. Summa cum laude, don't mean to brag, another shout out. But I got that in hopes of fixing the VA system. But dealing with government system, you realize that's
difficult.
Impossible, I would say.
So let's talk about where folks can find this, because we don't want to run that out.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Where can we pick it up? I mean, is it local stores, Amazon? Where do we find it?
So I came up with the idea to make, I'm working on my next 2 books already, and I made Stingray Publications, going to be all of my works combined.
Nice.
And you can go to stingraypublications.com, and that'll lead you to Amazon, booksamillion.com, barnesandnoble.com, a bunch of different guys. And then there's Australia has their own .coms, and
Sure.
Canada has their .ca.
But click through your website.
Sure.
Yep, you can check my website.
Johnny, before we let you go, I want to ask you, I know you said you wanted to leave something behind for your daughter, right? And I know she's watching at home. What did she think of the book? I'd imagine you read it to her. What did she think?
She loves reading. I don't understand how I got such a perfect daughter. Every night I'll rub her back and I'll tell her, you are so smart and so brave and so strong and so, and I can't think of it because I'm stage fright. Anyway, you are so smart, so brave, so strong, and so beautiful. And then I say, you are perfect. And I give her a kiss and tell her, and I love you. And she really is. And you are the perfect little girl, Charlotte. I love you.
That is great. Well, certainly this will be a lasting legacy, but just being the father that you are in the couple of seconds that you exhibited what you just did,
Thank you.
a lasting legacy, no doubt, on you and your family. Thank you so much for being here, John.
I
Really
just,
appreciate it.
I just hope people can learn from it and learn to love, learn to be kind, and always hate.
Wonderful. If you are interested in the book, we'll make sure we have this entire interview linked on our website, WIVB.com. Johnny, thank you so much for coming on this afternoon.